Good morning and welcome to another episode of the Competition Timeout. I'm your host Nando, as you guys know. Um, what's up, guys? It's been a minute. Just out here, different things going on. Watching a lot of sports still. That has never changed. But I'm here for you guys, and today we're gonna talk a little bit of NBA free agency. A day and a half of NBA free agency. It's been crazy. There is NHL free agency, but we're going to cover that on Puck Talk. So no worries there. And then we'll touch on whatever's happening side. But main thing is the NBA free agency. So NBA free agency started on Sunday, and we got right to it as usual. Before free agency on Sunday, the Golden State Warriors, or it was reported that the Golden State Warriors were going to release uh, Chris Paul. He had 30 million due, and it would have become guaranteed if he got a roster spot past that day. Um, Obviously, a lot of people re-signing was announced. James Harden re-signing 2-year deal, and then the rumors started. Obviously, Klay Thompson announced that he was probably leaving the Warriors with a couple teams in play. Free agency started. That was a big buzz. Where's Clay going? Poor George also before free agency had declined his player option, so he was a free agent. He's trying to get a better deal from them. Didn't happen. Um, so one of the first couple deals announced Andre Drummond in back, going to Philly on a 2-year deal, 10 million, two-year $10 million deal. Then I guess next up is KCP left the Nuggets and he decided to sign with the Knicks, 3 year, 66 million. So that's that. I see Paul George moving on. He was talking to a few teams over. Chris Paul reported that he's going to sign with the Spurs on a 1 year, $11 million deal. Yeah, Jonas Valanciunas signing with the Wizards. Took a nice 3 year, 30 million, 10 million a year. Mason Plumlee agreed to a 1 year deal with the Suns. We're going on. We're going through it, guys. This is what today's episode is. Najee Marshall has agreed to a 3 year deal, 27 million with the Mavericks. That was all Sunday. Overnight on basically Monday, early in the morning, Derek Jones Jr., who was just on the Mavs on that run for the championship, decided to take a 3 year, $30 million contract with the Clippers. The Sixers decided to sign Kelly Oubre back, 2 year, 16.3 million deal. And overnight as well, it was reported that Paul George was going to agree to sign a 4 year, 212 million max deal with the Sixers. Uh, then that was middle of the morning, early in the morning when people were awake. They also reports that they have given Maxi the 5 year, 204 max contract that he had coming. Um, in the morning, also, Isaiah Hartenstein, big guy down the middle in New York, has agreed to sign with the Thunder on a 3 year deal, 87 million, a lot of money there. Uh, Tobias Harris decided to sign with the Pistons, 2 years, 52 million. Everybody in Philly was happy about that. Uh, uh, Derek White signed his extension with the Celtics. Then it was announced that Klay Thompson plans to sign with the Mavericks on a 3 year, $50 million contract. So that happened. The Anthony Melton has agreed to a 1 year, $12.8 million deal with the Warriors. And then Jason Tatum's extension was announced, 314 million extension. And then later on, it was announced that Klay Thompson's deal that Dallas was going to send 2 second-round picks to the Golden State Warriors. And that has been the major news so far. A couple of okay move. I like the Klay move to Dallas, especially if he's not going to be a starter. Um, I think I don't think they should start him. I think he should be in a rotation. But that's just me. Maybe with that money, they feel like they have to, and maybe that's one of the promises they made to him, and that's why he went there. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have gone there. Dallas, after this run, they look to be doing the right things. They look like they have some pieces, and they were missing some pieces, and Klay could be that. Um, as far as the Sixers move, I went over it. I'm gonna go over it later as well in the Nando Rome show. But I will say this: as a Sixers fan, I'm not crazy about it. I am Paul George fan. Was more of a Paul George fan 10 years ago when he was younger, and I know some people in Philly are excited about it because we got, I guess you could say, the biggest free agent aside from LeBron, because we know LeBron's going back to the Lakers. That was out there in Paul George, and I don't think this isn't moving the needle for me. I think this is a whole process that was messed up a long time ago, and now we have to settle for Paul George. I am happy for Maxey to get the extension. He deserves it. He's been great since he's been here in Philly, and honestly, like I've joked around before with my friends, I think on here as well, say a lot of things, but they should blow it up. Everybody but Maxey, but now they're going for it. So right now, as of right now, they have Maxey, Embiid, Paul George, Kelly Oubre, Andre Drummond, and Paul Turner, who's probably going to get traded or waived because his contract's not guaranteed. And that's a roster so far. Obviously, there's a long way to go in free agency, a couple mid-level exceptions, veteran minimums, all that could happen. But that's my take on the Sixers. Uh, the There's a lot of rumors. Obviously, Brandon Ingram is a free agent of things that want him. The Kings supposedly have been linked there, but we don't know. That could be just agent talk to get some traction, uh, or whatever is going on there. Nothing is going on there yet with that. Uh, the Lakers obviously haven't made any moves yet, but they are rumored to be shopping D'Angelo Russell, uh, and trying to possibly get somebody. They did try hard to get Klay. Uh, Klay had the Lakers on his list. Obviously, he has some ties to the Lakers. His father works for the Lakers and everything. So, yeah. So far, that's have been the big moves. Got a nice vet point guard in San Antonio to play with Wemby. Uh, nice young team. He'll be the veteran leader. He'll fit in with Pop and all that. I think that's going to work out okay, for what it is for 1 year. So, yeah, I going on. Okay, so what a weekend it was. What a weekend it can, or is dragging on into the week so far, especially with last night's action. Like I've been saying, I know it's not the most popular topic on here, but the Euros, Copa America, the soccer has been great. Let me tell you, the soccer has been amazing and really good. The soccer, uh, quarter the quarterfinals, well, not quarterfinals, the round of 16 started Friday for Euros. Switzerland upsetting Italy 2-0. That's how it started out. Then the next game, the host Germany wins 2-0 over Denmark. On Sunday, England, Slovakia. Slovakia was winning going into extra time. Jude Bellingham ties it with a crazy bicycle kick. And then, I don't know, first couple seconds of the first extra time header from Harry Kane. And England squeaks by 2-1 there. Spain got down early to Georgia, uh, but then bounced back and won 4-1. Spain looks good. They'll face Germany. France and Belgium was a very tight matchup. It ended up being an own goal by Vertonghen from Belgium, and France won 1-0. Portugal and Slovenia went to extra time plus penalties, and Portugal won in penalties. Diogo Costa, the goalie, amazing job in goal there. Great, great game. Slovenia really had a chance until the end. Uh, and then today, the last matchup of the round of 16, Netherlands, Romania against, and then Austrian, Turkey, as they want to be referred to now. So, um, yes, that's how that looks. Next up, starting on Friday, Spain, Germany, Portugal, France. Great matchups. England, Switzerland, um, and then the winners of today's games. So it'll be the Netherlands, Romania against Austria, Turkey. So semifinals are looking great. All right, so Copa America. Copa America is in its last round of group play. Argentina and Canada already advanced in Group A. Venezuela and Ecuador advanced in Group B. Not a really good showing by Mexico, Copa America. In Group C, the one that was important to a lot of people, the group with the USA, Panama, and Uruguay. USA took care of their first matchup against Bolivia. Then they stumbled and took a loss against somebody from their own confederacy, not confederacy, confederation in CONCACAF and Panama. And that put them at risk going into last night's matchup against Uruguay, which they lost 1-0, and Panama beat Bolivia 3-1. The U.S. just had to win the match. Uh, and they would have been in. They didn't. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised, honestly. This is this is not their tournament. So I guess if I was a US fan, I wouldn't be too hurt, but there's something to take a look at. I don't think Greg Berhalter was the right choice. And this is a team that I want to cheer for, obviously. It's the USA, but they've they've never made the right moves coaching wise, and especially bringing Berhalter back. And I think they should really think about it. I mean, I know the people who are calling for his firing, most of them are just reacting to the fact that like the performance that just happened in Copa America. But I'm not. I'm more reacting on how uh, I just think that uh, he just wasn't good to begin with, and then they hire him back. So they need to try something new. Um, the last set of games for Group D is today. Uh, Colombia's up 2 wins to nothing. Uh, they they will face Colombia, who's leading. They'll face Brazil today at Levi, and then Costa Rica, Paraguay. So big game against Brazil, Colombia. See who wins the group and who else moves on. Uh, NHL free agency, like I said, has started. We'll talk about that on Puck Talk. The MLB, uh, the way things stand right now in the standings is Baltimore and the Yankees are tied for first in the AL East. Right now, the Phillies still have the best record, 55-29, followed by the Orioles, then the Yankees. We're tied. Uh, All Star game is in a few weeks. Things are starting to get announced. The first announcer for the Home Run Derby is Gunnar Henderson. He will be in the Home Run Derby uh, for representing the Orioles in the American League. Uh, yeah. This week, again, also F1 in Austria. the Red Bull Ring, as they call it. Uh, really, really, really good race. Really fun weekend. There was a sprint. Sprint was, it was exciting for the first couple laps, and then it wasn't. But the race lived up to it. Lando and Max racing hard. They took each other out. The race, and George was just sitting there in third, looking pretty, and he ends up taking the win. George Russell first. He actually came in second, and then Carlos Sainz. But George just sitting back, waiting his time, and these guys were racing hard, and then they got into each other and messed each other up. Um, Max got a 10-second penalty, still came in fifth. Lando decided to retire. Uh, yeah. So it's heating up in the F1 calendar. They have Silverstone, big race in England right before they go on a little break. And then they'll have a few races in July, and then they'll go on their summer break and then get back to it, to the final stretch. Formula One season has been great. It has been good this year. Can't complain. Yes, Max has won uh, a number of races, but we've had several more new winners than we did last year and the year before when it was mostly all Max or Perez. So, yeah, very good. Very good so far. Yeah, I mean, that's all I got for today, guys. I thank you guys for tuning into the competition timeout. Peace.